Hi, I'm Karen Bosick with Iron Sun Valley, and I'm coming to you tonight from the River Run Lodge at Sun Valley Resort. There's a crowd here that's just counting down the hours until the next ski season starts and the chairlifts crank up and we all start chusing down the mountain. This was America's first destination ski resort when it opened in 1936, and as such, we're celebrating it with a blast from the past. I'm standing here with two characters, two local legends of Sun Valley ski history who need no introduction. One is Pam Street. She grew up here. Her father was a pastry maker, yum yum, and she raced on the race team for many years. The other is Sharon, nicknamed Griff Parker, and she's been here a mighty long time too. Pam, tell us about what in the world are you wearing, starting with the goggles.
Well, these are garage sale items from probably the early 50s. I was barely born, maybe, and I didn't ever wear these goggles, but collections from garage sales worked for a lot of years. I bought a house in Haley, 40 years ago. These boots, skis and poles were in the attic. My size. Are you ready for that? Yeah.
That is
So
incredible.
I love wearing these boots.
We all need to buy a house like that. Comes equipped with the important things in life. Yeah. Tell me what you're wearing, Sharon.
Well, I'm wearing, this is one of my original one piece. When one pieces came out, I loved them because they're so warm, and they're kind of cool, they're really nice. And that's K2 because K2 skis were very popular at one point, and one of my best friends was a rep for the K2 skis. So we got K2 skis for a long time. And so I always wear the hat to kind of advertise them.
This is Barbara Mead. She's a Snowpalooza gal. And Barbara came to Sun Valley when she was 5. Her father was an airline captain. Tell me about that.
Yeah, my dad flew for TWA, and he came up here because he loved to ski and was skiing up here in Sun Valley in the 40s. And so he brought us up here, and I learned to ski on Roto Run with my dad's gardening gloves and the rope tow, which was very difficult because I would pull my shoulders out of their sockets. And then I guess graduated to Dollar Mountain where I learned to ski, and then Baldy.
And I understand you were wearing a pair of really slick Obermeyer clothes that...
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, in the 70s, the ski suits were a little bit slick. And so I remember learning to ski on Dollar Bowl, and I fell on the top, and it was a very icy day, and I ended up sliding the entire run down because my ski suit was so slick.
So you didn't even need skis in those days. Now, how expensive was it to ski in those days?
Oh my gosh. So in those days, and I went to Ernest Hemingway, the Blaine County Student Ski Pass was about 50 cents a day to ski. So
Oh, my.
I know. Not the sticker shock that it is today, but it's still worth it because this is the best mountain ever.
I'm here with Carl and Jenny Weatherly, and they're certainly vying to be Sun Valley's inaugural Snow King and Queen. They call themselves the Snow Monarchs. Tell me, how did this come to be, Jenny?
Well, a couple years ago, we were thinking we need to spruce up our costume.
So step it up a notch. So that's it worked out perfectly.
Now, I know, Carl, you came from North Carolina, of all places, to come ski Sun Valley. You got any great stories about skiing Sun Valley over the years?
Mainly being able to ski to my backyard in the board ranch on a nice powder cycle. That's fun.
What is that like?
It's poor man's heli skiing.
And what's the best part about skiing Sun Valley?
Oh,
No lift lines.
yeah, no lift lines except for 2 weeks out of the year. Everybody knows what those are. And, immaculate conditions every day, day in, day out. We have the best ski conditions if you get there at 9 o'clock. Don't tell anybody.
This is Carl Massaro. He came to Sun Valley in 1973, recruited from Stowe, Vermont, to teach skiing. Carl, who have you taught over the years?
Okay, so my 15 minutes of fame was my private with Marlon Brando here, and it was a very interesting week. The first day, Reiner dragged me over from the mountain over to Dollar, and there were 3 people that came out, and one was a very athletic, attractive woman, a California type, and the other one was a 12-year-old chubby little kid. And the other one was a man in a full face mask. He had a full face mask. And so for the first 2 days, I had no idea who he was. I just figured maybe he had, burns or something. And then on the 3rd day, they asked me to come over to they rented a house on Fairways. And they asked me to come over for a drink. And it was Marlon Brando. And so, that was kind of, when you're a 20-year-old, I guess I was 19 or 20. And so the next day he goes, well, I want to go up the mountain. And I said, well, you guys need some ski clothes. Because they were like in jeans, and leather work gloves and all these junky clothes. So we went to Pete Lane's and we bought all new gear. I couldn't get over how nice the ski shop was when you come in with a crowd of rich Californians. And so they bought all new gear, and he had this wonderful one-piece suit. He just thought it was so great. He's going, oh, this is fantastic, So we get up on Baldy, and we're just staying on the cat tracks, just because they could just barely turn. We get to the top. We're coming on the cat track across Greyhawk, and we're looking down Greyhawk. And he goes, I want to go down there. I go, you're not ready. You're like 5 years away from going down there if you're lucky, He goes, no, I want to go down there. Hold my skis. And he starts taking off his skis. And he gives me his skis. And there was about 6 or 8 inches of new snow on Greyhawk. And he just starts sliding down Greyhawk on his belly in his one-piece ski outfit. And I got the skis on my shoulder, and I'm just coming along, and he's going, oh, this is great, And I'm thinking, this guy's nuts. And so anyway, so we get pretty close to the bottom, and here comes Seppi up the chairlift, and I see his little notebook he always carried out, Karl. And the next day they dragged me over to Dollar, and they dragged me up in front of the Austrian tribunal, They gave me a bunch of flack for letting him do that. I said, you don't tell this guy what to do. Anyway, so that was my 15 minutes, and I got fired after that. And that was the end of my ski school season.